Actually this whole room will have a very theatrically lit experience to it. The windows will be blocked out. There will be no lights on almost 2/3 of this whole space. Will have no lighting because the light will be coming from behind there. So this image speaks to, American advertisements for water and the fact that we're willing to pay so much more money to have a plastic bottle filled with water from some place where the water came from way out of state as opposed to our own tap water. So you have this image of this woman, kind of trying to entice you to buy a bottle of water because it's convenient and easy to do. So you have that on one hand, and then on this wall right here, this will be a video projection. The video is from water.org. It basically follows a woman in real time in this Ethiopian village, and it's from the time she gets up in the morning, and we follow her, and there's no audio. It's just a couple occasional little graphics with statistics and things about her village and things that happen. So you're basically you're in the presence of them and what they're doing, and it just follows them on their journey to get water. On average, the typical woman has to walk 3 miles one way just to get some source of water, and that water is typically dirty, and they often have to walk twice a day to do that, and that's for their survival, for their water. So it's sort of this contrast that I'm trying to create here, sort of the powerless nature, the lack of power that the women have here versus the convenience and the ability to just have something at will. It's just accessible, very easy. Underneath the ground of western Nebraska, western Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Dakotas, is the largest aquifer in the United States, and it's being depleted at a rate faster than it's being recharged. And it's been taken for granted. At one time, people calculated that it was sort of a limitless supply, but as science has improved, they've realized that no, it's actually, the further south you go, it's dropping by a number of feet every decade. And as I fly out, as I have to the West Coast, the beautiful images you see of the circular patterns. And so I'm going to take these tiles, which are acoustical tiles that people use in office ceilings. I cut them into these tiles, and I'm going to stencil a circle, all various tones of green, and there'll be subsections, almost like a pie chart, as you see in this. Some of them are divided into different types of crop. And then in the center will be a second-hand continuous sweeping arm that will just go around and around, and I'll position each one at a slightly different direction. So they'll all be going at different, movements. And so you won't necessarily realize that experience of it until you actually get up into the tower. And I kind of purposely built this so that it was at a general average eye level view, so that you have this sort of, again, almost like the driving experience from the land level. And then as you get up in the tower, it's more of the bird's eye view from overhead. Toward the end, I think there'll be some things that students can help me sort of finish off the show with, which will be nice if I can involve some students. I think that's always, as a student, I always enjoyed having artists to do projects with. A lot of art, traditionally, something on a wall, you stand in front of it, look at it. A sculpture, sure it's in the space, but it's pretty much kind of like here. What I feel like I'm trying to create with this show is more of a, say, theatrical experience, something that kind of brings you into an environment that's more than just a gallery. These are issues that surround us, and it's easy, whether it's, I was a student here at Creighton, I understand what it can be like to get lost in your world of studies, and it can be a bubble like any other environment that anybody's in anybody's daily work. You can have your job and you can have your home, and those are two bubbles that you just don't live outside of. And sometimes you need somebody else to sort of just put forth some things to you that maybe you're just completely unaware of.